What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to look at some job listings for Avalanche and discuss a few different things. So I first saw this on Twitter from Retro Raconteur, who brought up the first really good point, and it's the first thing I want to nail here. But I did some more digging, and I feel like I found something else I also want to discuss in this video. So first thing to talk about is, okay, it seems like the next game from them is an open world action RPG. Now, that should not be surprising, but he is right in his Twitter post where he says you can look through, and I looked through all 11 jobs that they're currently hiring for. None of them have MMO, none of them have live service, nothing like that. Now, I don't think they ever did have live service. I think that was actually Monolith, but for this, we have seen MMO before, right? They have been looking in the past for people with MMO experience, and that's led me, I think primarily, but probably other people as well, to talk about, okay, well, what does that mean, right? What do you get out of a person that has MMO experience? It doesn't mean Hogwarts Legacy 2 will or will not be, an MMO game or have MMO elements, right? I think that's probably more or less what's going to happen. But he's right. If you look through these job postings, you don't see any of that. There's no reference of MMO or anything. Good. That's very good. Although, they were already looking for those people. They could have found those people, and they don't need any more, okay? But it does lead to something else, and this is where I want to chime in with the new info, at least of the day. One thing I found very interesting is if you read every single one of these jobs and you read what they're going to be working on, you find different things. So the first couple jobs talk about joining the team in general. It doesn't reference a game. It doesn't reference necessarily even the future. It just references you're joining the team to work on stuff, right? When you go down further, the senior producer, which is the one he's spotted and all that stuff, if you look at those, they're specifically talking about a future game, okay? So those ones are, you're working on the next game from us, which is an open world, yada, yada, yada. Then, towards the end of this, it's really almost like 3-3-3. I mean, I know it's 11 jobs in all. But towards the end of it, you have specifically saying that you're going to be working on Hogwarts Legacy. Now, to be fair, if you specifically look at it, and you look at the top where it says who we are, they do say join the team behind the blockbuster open world action RPG Hogwarts Legacy as we create what's next, okay? But then if you go into the job, and so this as an example is advanced software engineer. If you look at the job, just that first paragraph, they say join the team, right? Working on our game, Hogwarts Legacy, an open-world action RPG set in the Wizarding World. Nowhere in there does it say about the next game. Now, I guess you could say in the top part, but I feel like that's a blanket statement, right? You apply and you get a job at a company. You will be working with that company on what's to come. If you're not there to do that, then you should probably get lost, right? So I feel like that's almost a blanket statement. I feel like the job part, right, that is what changes, because depending on which job you're looking at, they either say you're going to be working on Hogwarts Legacy, you're joining the team in general with no defined role. I'm sure you would have a role, right? Or that you're going to be working on the next game. Now, what that tells me, and it's not, I guess it's new news in the sense that I guess I spotted that, right? It's not new in the sense that what we've heard from Jason Schreier is that they're working on a Hogwarts Legacy director's cut, which would literally be Hogwarts Legacy. So I'm willing to put 2 and 2 together here and say that is what that's referring to. So you have the new game, which was a great, find by Retro Raconteur. You have the new game and no MMO and all that stuff, which is good, and they define it. Open world action RPG. That's exactly what the first game was. Right now, I would like them to lean more into the RPG than maybe anything else this time around, but you have that. So that's defined. Then you have that they're working on Hogwarts Legacy. Okay, Hogwarts Legacy's out. Hogwarts Legacy has been out for a year and a half. And I guess that also would kind of make the point, right? Say we didn't know about the Jason Schreier stuff and, that stuff didn't exist, right? A year and a half after the game comes out, if you're having people come in to still work on that game, if the game's not live service, right? The game is a single player, it comes and it goes, you know what I mean? So to have people come in with the intent to work on that game doesn't make sense unless you're doing more with that game. So whether that's DLC or whether that's which I think the director's cut would have DLC, in it. So that's what I think those people are working on. And then, again, the team one is just they can work on anything, right? So at this point, I very much believe, which is not surprising, that they've split the team in some way. They have external help. They probably have Monolith. We know WB Montreal kind of helps with everybody, right? They help with TT Games. They help with Rocksteady. They help with Monolith. There's actually several people working with Monolith. So we know that. It seems like that's the situation for the director's cut, is that you got Rocksteady, you got WB Montreal, all that stuff helping you, plus their own studio, and then you also have people making, the next game. So that's the news, I guess, of the day. The director's cut, by the way, can't be too far off. You don't do a director's cut 3-4 years after the game comes out. We are a year and a half in. We're approaching year 2. I think you got to do it within the next 6 to 12 months. So there could be stuff, on the horizon here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel. Bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.